Yo, this is the E&P podcast with your boy Eli. Phil's not here with me today, so I'm doing this video alone. And today we are talking about Steph Curry and how he is an underrated passer. As we all know, Steph Curry is a two-time MVP, one-time unanimous MVP, three-time champion, the greatest shooter alive, and has the ball handling skills of a wizard. But we don't talk about enough with Steph Curry. It's his passing ability, which is mind-boggling to me because Steph Curry is a great passer. He has great vision. His pass is off the chain. His note looks how he's seeing his teammates and setting them up is crazy. But I think for two reasons is why we don't mention Steph Curry as a great passer. And with number one, I'll say it's because of the system he plays in. Now, you know, if you've been watching the Warriors for the last couple of years and watching Steve Kerr's offense, you know it's the hybrid of the triangle and the Spurs offense. Those offenses are more free-flowing. The ball moves. It doesn't stick. Nobody's isolating the ball. Nobody's having the ball in his hand for 24 seconds and trying to make a play for either himself or somebody else. So when you see Draymond Green bringing the ball up the court and getting assists, or big like Bogut getting assists, or Klay Thompson getting assists, like, Steph Curry, he's okay passer, but he's not great. If you got something like Draymond Green getting more assists than him in a game, then that's crazy, which it's not really true. It's just the system he plays in. So if you got to play in that system, you play in that system. You know, he's so people only think he can make a play for somebody else when he's off the chain with his jump shot and somebody gets open because he's been hitting like 7 threes a game, not because he can set somebody up himself. If you saw Steph Curry before he played with Steve Kerr's offense, then you would see his highest assist total was 8.5, which is actually really high and pretty good. Like Ben Simmons has had that, eight assists a year one time. LeBron, Chris Paul, some people would probably say Russell Westbrook, and they see those people as great passers. So why can't Steph be? I think it's just the system. If Steph was isoing all the time, especially with the abilities he has now, he's better now than he was then in 2013. With the abilities he has now, he'll at least be averaging 9 assists a game if it was up to him. Like if he was just isoing the ball was always in his hands. Like people would see Chris Paul and it's like, oh man, Chris Paul is an amazing passer. Did you see that pass? Did you see the 20 assists he had one game? Did you see how he's setting up his teammates when his teammates can't set up himself? And you don't really get that in the Warriors offense because their offense, they set plays for everybody to score. So it's not like they need a great point guard by himself to just make plays for others. Which is one of the reasons why people probably don't see Steph Curry as a great passer, even though he's had 6.6 assists for his career, which is pretty good, even though it's not the 8 or the 9 that people would like to have, or even the 7. But that's just one of the reasons. For number 2, I think it's because of his turnovers. You see Steph Curry, sometimes he likes to get fancy with the ball. As an example, Game 7 in the 2016 Finals, when Steph Curry decided to do a behind-the-back pass to Klay Thompson instead of just throwing a regular pass, and he turns the ball over. People see Steph Curry, sometimes he just firing off turnovers left and right, and it's like, oh, you're not a great passer. You just keep firing off turnovers. Which sometimes he does have a turnover problem, but he's not the only person that has a turnover problem. LeBron James, he has a high turnover rate just because he has the ball in his hands a lot, you know. James Harden definitely has a high turnover rate. If you consider James Harden to be a great passer, it just happens. But I believe if you didn't see him turn over the ball so much and doing these flashy things, he's like, okay, and Steph Curry is a great passer. And 2, I think, and lastly, I just think it has to do with sometimes in NBA's careers, we just highlight certain abilities of theirs and we don't talk about the other things that they're great at. So for Steph Curry, it's his ball handling and his jump shot. We're going to talk about that regardless. But we want to talk about his passing abilities. With LeBron, he's a great passer. He's one of the greatest passers of all time. But he's not really a scorer like that. But he's number 3rd all time in scoring. But we don't talk about how he's an efficient scorer. And with a player like Vince Carter, oh man, he's the greatest dunker of all time. But you never hear about, and man, he could dunk. He got handles. He could take it to the rim. You just hear he's a great dunker. So once you get labeled in the NBA as something, then that sticks with you, and you're just that thing for the rest of your career. Even if you're great at other things, like Larry Bird can shoot the lights out, but we never talk about Larry Bird as a playmaker. He's making amazing dimes and no look passes behind the backs, and he's just like, oh man, he's just a great shooter. So that's just my take on Steph Curry being an underrated passer. I just would like you guys to tell me below in the comment section if you disagree with me or agree with me that Steph Curry is a great passer. And thanks for watching.